Hello everyone, welcome to Iron Grit Strength, sponsored by the amazing Sunflower Sunshine Handmade Frames. You can check her out on Facebook or Instagram. In your message, if you put Iron Grit 10%, you can get 10% off any frame price quoted. Now, update on the pain, it still hurts. Yeah, I had a pinch around about 3 o'clock this morning, but it could have been anything. I could have needed the toilet and just woke up, but the pain ached. It ached. So yeah, I popped down to my walk-in centre, and it's not a spasm by the look of it. Done mobility tests and what have you. Basically, I've just pulled something. I've pulled a muscle down around the joints. Something on there. It's on the right hand side of sort of like, if you imagine where your right glute cheek is, how that goes down just around to the top, I'd say top undercarriage of the hamstring, just before the chain attaches, the posterior chain attaches to the, basically just that top sort of section there. And yeah, it hurts. I gave it 3 days with Nurofen and Rest, or Buprofen. It's the same thing. It's just a cheaper name, isn't it? I get Buprofen because it's a lot cheaper than Nurofen. Right. Anyway, I'm not going to give out any medical advice that was given to me, because I'm not, a medically trained person. But yeah, I went to the walk-in centre. She had a look at us. She said, yeah, it is just a pull, so it doesn't really require any like uber strong anti-inflammatory stuff. So basically, she said, yeah, the advice was some over-the-counter anti-inflammatory sort of bits and pieces, not like the upgraded stuff that you'd need to go, your pharmacist for, or through a GP. Just something that can be purchased over the counter, which is specifically for sporting injuries. Well, it advertises it as sporting injuries. So yeah, it's about 3 days worth of meds on it, because it's pretty strong stuff. So this is day 1. This is Wednesday. So hopefully, come Friday, I should be feeling a lot better. I mean, yeah, I've tried doing some. I tried some just body weight squats. Felt a little bit. I can do it. So I mean, body weight exercise. That's mobility, if nothing else, isn't it? So I was like, okay, well, so I'm still mobile to a degree, but it does hurt a bit. I tried an empty bar, and it was like, no, I can make it work. It's not too bad. Once I put some weight on the bar, though, it was sort of like, yeah, that hurts. So the lesson here, ladies and gentlemen, is if you pull something while training, rest. Try some, I figure there's no point in me going straight to the walk-in centre and saying, I've done this and help, because they would probably have said, have you tried Nurofen or Buprofen or Paris? Medicine ball resting on who's fell sandbag. It just sort of rolled to the floor while I have my tea in my hand. So yes. Seek advice with an injury if you are not sure and you have not cleared it yourself in a couple of days, with standard painkillers and a bit of rest around the recurring area. That is my advice. And yeah, you might well, because I was like, well, because I have had a spasm in my back before. There's a video on this if you go back, because that's that pain level I was genuinely worried about, because everything hurt. So and that one did require some pretty hefty meds for that. But yeah, in terms of this, if give yourself a couple, if you just feel like you've pulled something in your back or any part of your body, give yourself a couple of days on, you know, paracetamol or ibuprofen. And if that doesn't clear it, then I would suggest personally go to your walk-in centre or ask your pharmacist just for something a bit stronger over the counter, and for what you want it for. And then hopefully, as I said, hopefully 3 days from now should be extremely limited pain. And then I'll get back on it. Obviously I don't want to go too crazy, but what I don't want to do either is get myself into a psychological state where every time I go and deadlift now, is that going to happen again? Because I pretty much can tell what happened. With an Axel barbell, sometimes there's knurling, sometimes there's not. My Axel barbell is actually a scaffolding pole, so there's no knurling. So you get an idea of where the middle is, obviously, and then get yourself locked in and lift from there. Now, I do believe I was slightly off center. So when I pulled for the first couple I done, I just done doubles. So the first couple I done, I did notice that this side, the right hand side of the barbell, was slightly in front of the left hand side. So I think what happened was the imbalance on the barbell there essentially caused the right side of my body to be putting in more effort than the left hand side of the body, and that is why the right hand side down here around that link area where you break the deadlift at your hips, that is pretty much exactly where the pain is. So yeah, so this is why we do what we do, and you have to constantly try and make sure you are always in the right footing where you would be when you do your exercise. So yes, I think that's what it was. When I do I'll start low, build up to maybe the comp weight in singles, and then I'll back off. I have only got 2 weeks and where are we now? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5. So I've got just under 3 weeks. One of those weeks I'm not going to be doing anything heavy at all. I might be doing something just so I'm practicing movement patterns of what I'm doing, i.e. deadlifting with incredibly lightweight. The Husfeld sandbag, I'll be honest, I'll probably still do that because you're picking up a sandbag. I might use my actual 79 kilo sandbag instead of the what I think is about 97 kilo I got in the Husfeld stone sandbag. Yeah, something like that. So there we go. So that's the update. The pain, we've pretty much discovered what it was. Looking back on when it first happened, I can kind of remember now, looking at it, how mechanically it would have caused that to happen. So yeah, know where we are now. It's just a matter of, like I say, if there's no knurling on a bar, it can be hard to work out your center point, but just work harder to know your center point when you lift, so that you are lifting together and one part of the bar is not lifting slightly before the other. So there we go, that's it. Like, subscribe, let's get to 1,000 subscribers. I would like the idea of 1,000 subscribers appeals to me, because it makes me think, oh, maybe I could start making some money, and then I could jack out the day job and more time for training, more time for more things. Right, okay. I'll leave you as I always do. Keep strong, keep happy, keep healthy. And yeah, here's hoping. 3 days. They give you 3 days worth of meds for this stuff that I bought. So hopefully 3 days this will kick out the system, and I won't have any more tweaks or niggles or pain. Here's hoping. Ta-da.